Hello, and welcome to Stage Directions TV. I'm Jacob Coakley, editor of Stage Directions magazine, and this is part 2 of our PreSonus demo of their StudioLive system from the 2011 NAMM show. In this clip, PreSonus product planner Wesley Smith will be showing off just how much control over StudioLive that the new SL remote for iPad gives the mixer. I think you'll be impressed. So without any further ado, here's Wesley.
So the StudioLive 16 came out about 2 years ago. Last year we added the 24-channel version, which adds, of course, 8 more channels, 4 more auxes, and a fatter fat channel, as well as 6 more graphic EQs. And VSL came out at the same time. This year we're adding an iPad remote application that allows you to control VSL from your iPad. Rather than using a VPN application like iTeleport, which is kind of a broken work experience, we've created a more iPad-friendly work environment. Sorry, we're having wireless trouble because of all the many networks. Let's see if I can get it to log back on. Come on. There it goes. So this is the start page. The iPad application is called SL Remote. It can connect to any StudioLive on the wireless network. All I've done is created an ad hoc network between my MacBook Pro and my iPad, and I have my StudioLive connected via FireWire, and so now I'm going to connect to my StudioLive. This takes a second. It takes a longer second if there's 1,500 wireless networks around you like we have it now. Oh my goodness. There it goes. So you can see you have metering, and what we did is we stripped out all of the features in VSL on the StudioLive that you wouldn't need if you were 50 feet away from your board. So there's no talkback, there's no scene recall, there's no a solo section, because those are things that you would do while you're standing from the board. The idea is that you set up your board using VSL and StudioLive, and then when you walk away, you have SL Remote to control it. So on the overview page, it looks just like the overview page in VSL. You have your different fader settings, so you can control multiple faders at the same time. You have muting, pan control. You can see the scribble strip labels that I entered in VSL are showing up on the StudioLive remote. If I want to see more channels, I simply swipe around the screen. These micro views allow you to open up a fat channel zoom. So if I want to see a more detailed view of an EQ, I just tap on it. I can make my adjustments, close it. If I want to see the whole fat channel, I simply swipe through it. And it's laid out just like it is on the StudioLive. So gate, compressor, zoom, and it's laid out exactly. So once you learn the StudioLive, you'll be very familiar with that. You have access to your masters at all times just by pressing a button. So you have your subs, your main. And again, if you want to adjust any of the fat channel settings, you simply tap on a micro view to open up the screen. There's we have an aux mixer page, and the aux mixer page in SL Remote looks just like your StudioLive does when it's in aux mix mode. So this is a virtual representation of your fat channel's 16 ladder LEDs meters. So I can select another aux, dial in more channels, swipe through my auxes. I can edit my effects from here. So if I want to engage another effect type, I can simply load it and make my adjustments. We have a graphic EQ page that allows you to see all of your 31-band graphic EQ at once. You can zoom in very tightly to make micro adjustments. Again, you can swipe through it. You can see the overview map. Shows you where you are in the 31 bands. If you really are a power user and you know exactly what kind of EQ curve you want to draw in, you can simply use your finger to draw in the EQ curve of your choice. We've also taken advantage of the iPad's different views. So you can see right now we have subgroup 3 selected. If I want to see every parameter that I can adjust for subgroup 3, I simply flip into portrait mode. Now I can see all of my fat channel settings, my volume control. If I go up to a channel, see I have even more parameters I can adjust. I have my subgroup routings, my main routing. This is the send level just for that channel to each of the 6 auxes and the 2 effects buses. I can scroll through my channels and you can see again my scribble strip labels are present. I can also use the next and previous. Now when I'm done making my adjustments, I can simply flip back. I'm back in portrait mode. You'll notice channel 16 was selected on portrait and it's still selected in overview. SL Remote, like I said, can connect to any StudioLive on a wireless network. So if you have a computer connected to a StudioLive at front of house and another connected, say, at monitor on stage, you can create a wireless network between the 2 computers and log your iPad into that same network, and then you can use the same iPad to control both mixers. Conversely, if you want to use multiple iPads to control the same mixer, you can do that as well by simply connecting each iPad to the same wireless network, and so that way someone on stage can adjust, say, their aux mix, while someone at the front of house position can either continue to mix on the board. You have a third person moving around the theater making fine corrections. The wonderful thing about both VSL and SL Remote is that the fader position that you see here is the fader position. The board, as soon as you start making adjustments here, the faders on the board, as long as they're not moved, won't affect the audio. So what you see here is actually what you're hearing. When you return to the board, you can simply press locate mode, like we talked earlier, and you can recall your faders and match up to the faders and fader levels that you set in Virtual Studio Live or SL Remote. Same is true during scene recall. If you recall a scene on the board and you turn on faders to locate, locate mode will automatically be engaged, and your fader level that you see here is not what you hear, it's the fader level that you recall. So for theater especially, you can continue to flip through your scenes if you have all your levels set up ahead of time, and you won't ever need to touch your faders. You can just leave them all the way down, and and you can automate the whole process that way. SL Remote is a free application. It'll be available in the next 30 days or so. It's at the App Store for approval right now. Again, StudioLive is shipping now with VSL. When you purchase StudioLive, in addition to VSL, you also get a copy of Capture, which is a 16-track recording application that allows you to record your show with 2 clicks. Simply arm all tracks and go. You also get a copy of Studio One Artist, which is just a full-featured DAW that allows you to mix your show and do your final mix down.